In a quiet high school classroom, there exists a girl everyone knows, but no one truly understands. Shirakawa Runa. Beautiful, popular, effortlessly charming. The kind of girl who feels untouchable just by existing. And then, far away from her orbit, there's Kashima Ryūto. A painfully average 16-year-old introvert with no girlfriend, barely any friends, and a permanent seat in the background of his own life. To Ryūto, Runa might as well belong to another universe. He believes that getting too close to her would end in total annihilation, so he buries his feelings and convinces himself that longing is safer than hope. At least that's the plan, until reality ignores him completely. Despite rumors that follow Runa everywhere, stories about her changing boyfriends and living a flashy life, Ryūto notices something others overlook. She's kind, genuinely kind. She talks to everyone the same way, even to a nobody like him. And one small interaction, a borrowed pencil, a simple thank you, is enough to permanently rewrite his heart. Meanwhile, Ryūto's social circle consists of exactly 2 fellow gaming-addicted classmates, both barely surviving exams and parental threats. A dumb bet is made. Whoever scores worst has the right to give an order. Ryūto loses, and the punishment is brutal. He must confess to the girl he likes. Terrified but loyal to his friends, Ryūto convinces himself this is just a way to get rejected and move on. He leaves a note, never expecting her to show up. But she does. Calm. Smiling. Completely unaware that she's about to shatter his understanding of reality. With every ounce of courage he has, Ryūto confesses. Awkwardly, honestly, fully prepared to be rejected on the spot. Instead, Runa accepts, just like that. She doesn't overthink it, she doesn't mock him, she simply decides that dating sounds fine. And suddenly, Ryūto finds himself walking home beside the girl he thought was untouchable, questioning whether he's dreaming or about to wake up screaming. As they talk, Ryuto's insecurity spills out. He doubts her feelings, doubts himself even more. Runa, however, explains her view of relationships. She believes liking someone doesn't have to be deep at first. Sometimes feelings grow after you start dating. And that belief is why she's had so many short relationships, not because she's careless, but because she's honest. When they reach her house, Runa casually invites him inside. For Ryūto, this is psychological warfare. Alone in her room, his thoughts spiral wildly. He's overwhelmed, confused, and terrified of crossing a line he doesn't understand. When Runa assumes intimacy is expected, Ryūto stops her, and for the first time, someone does. He tells her he wants their relationship to mean something, that he doesn't want her to feel obligated, that he wants her to choose him, not out of duty, but desire. It's clumsy, it's awkward, it's painfully sincere. And it hits Runa harder than anything before. She realizes that for the first time, she's dating someone who isn't rushing her, using her, or treating affection like a transaction. Someone who actually wants to know her. They agree to wait, to take things slow, to let something real grow. As Ryūto walks home that night, his heart is a mess of hope, fear, and excitement. He knows he's inexperienced. He knows he'll probably mess this up. But for once, he's not invisible anymore. And just like that, the story begins. Not with fireworks, not with destiny, but with 2 people choosing to try. And next time, they go on their very first date. A painfully honest confession from a boy who has absolutely no business being this self-aware. Ryūto Kashima has started dating the most popular girl in school, Runa Shirakawa. And yet, despite this miracle, he remains exactly who he's always been. A socially awkward nerd who oversleeps, panics over text messages, and has no idea how he ended up here. At school, life continues as usual. Teachers ramble about math formulas no one will ever use again, classmates gossip, and Ryūto's friends immediately jump to the only question their tiny minds can handle. Did he do it? The answer is no. Not because he didn't want to, but because he wasn't emotionally ready. His friends, deeply offended by the concept of emotional maturity, roast him without mercy and warn him that dating a girl like Runa can only end in disaster. She's popular, she's experienced, and in their eyes, Ryūto is just a temporary joke. Ryūto pretends not to care. Internally, he is spiraling. Meanwhile, Runa does what she wants, which includes casually chatting with Ryūto at school like it's the most normal thing in the world. This immediately paints a target on his back, especially from her intimidating best friend Nicole. Realizing the social pressure might crush him like a soda can, Ryūto asks Runa to keep their relationship quiet at school. To his shock, she agrees without hesitation. Even more shocking, she suggests they just go on dates outside of school instead. Ryuto's brain short circuits. He accidentally invites her out. She immediately accepts. The date is tomorrow. Cue panic. Ryuto spends the night Googling how dates work, convinced he's going to throw up at any moment. Runa video calls him casually adorable and asks the terrifying question, "What do you want to do together?" Ryuto freezes, then finally blurts out the truth. He doesn't have a plan. He just wants to know her better. Instead of laughing, Runa smiles. She decides they'll do something she likes. The next day, Ryuto finds himself dragged through the city on a high-speed shopping spree. Runa is energetic, stylish, and completely in her element. Ryuto can barely keep up, both physically and emotionally. Everywhere they go, people notice her, and everywhere they go, Ryuto is painfully aware that he does not belong in her world. Runa notices. She calls him out for zoning out. Cornered, Ryuto admits the truth. He didn't care about the clothes. He cared about her. Watching her enjoy herself made him happy. Immediately after confessing this, he apologizes for sounding creepy, because that's who he is. Runa, instead of recoiling, blushes. She finds him unusual, and she likes that. Just when Ryuto starts believing things might actually be okay, everything collapses. Runa stops responding to his messages. Hours pass. His imagination fills the silence with worst-case scenarios. He convinces himself she's tired of him, embarrassed by him, and ready to dump him. That night, she suddenly asks him to meet her at the station. Ryuto arrives fully prepared to be emotionally destroyed. He rehearses a polite breakup speech in his head. Instead, Runa proudly reveals the real reason she vanished. She waited all night to buy a limited edition phone case. One for herself and one for him. Matching, because she wanted them to share something special. She even dragged Nicole along to make it happen. Ryuto breaks. He finally admits how scared he's been, how impossible it felt that someone like her could genuinely choose him, and how happy her thoughtfulness makes him. Runa, caught off guard by his sincerity, realizes she underestimated how much her actions mattered. The surprise was for their 1-week anniversary. Yes, 1 week. She celebrates everything. As they walk together, Ryuto opens up about his past, about the confession that crushed his confidence. Runa listens, then counters with her own truth. Despite all her experience, she's still unsure, still childish at heart, still trying to figure out what love actually means. Ryuto compares her to a sports car, not something meant to rush to the finish line, but something meant to enjoy the ride. Somehow, this works. They race to the station laughing, still wildly out of sync, but moving forward anyway. Elsewhere, Nicole watches closely, unconvinced but observant. Runa admits that being with Ryuto feels comfortable, honest, real. For now, she's choosing him. And just when Ryuto thinks the universe might finally be done messing with him, fate pulls one last card. A new transfer student enters the classroom. Her name is Maria Kurose, the same girl who once rejected him. And just like that, the calm shatters again. Because this is not a love story about smooth romance. It's about awkward timing, emotional whiplash, and two people learning how to move at the same speed. And somehow not crashing.